Welcome from Europe. I'm very honored to be able to address the Assembly of East Turkestan. Special thanks for the invitation to the Prime Minister of East Turkestan. I'm very honored. Here is Günther Fellinger, Austrian economist and activist for freedom and also for the independence of East Turkestan. We have met in Washington on the occasion of the discussions and forum in the Hudson Institute to discuss about the future of ex-Russia, because Russia, as an aggressive nation and danger to world peace, must be dismantled now. This is my main campaign, and it's also the most important task now. In the framework of dismantlement of Russia, as a consequence of the Russian aggression against Ukraine, it is then necessary to discuss also about China. What will be the future of China? And given that China is now more or less a key reason for the continuous war which Russia is waging against Ukraine and has not withdrawn the support of the aggression against Ukraine, I'm calling for the dismantlement of China and the independence of East Turkestan. This is important. This is a major contribution to world peace and to world freedom, and I hope that the people of East Turkestan will be free as an independent and sovereign nation of this world in the future. I know it can take more time than in the case of Russia, whose breakup is imminent in 2024. In the case of Russia, this might take more time, but we all together, the people of East Turkestan, the friends of freedom of East Turkestan, and the friends of freedom of the Russian people in the new 41 new states, we have to work together and we have to prepare that reasonable well, because of course there is the fear that this can be a very bloody breakup process. But we in Europe, given the experience of ex-Yugoslavia, of also the ex-Soviet Union, we have a lot of experience in how to soften the transition, the breakup of such unions into the separate entities. And it works very well today. The successor nations of Yugoslavia, like Slovenia, Kosovo, Montenegro, they are very successful nations. And the same is true for Estonia, Lithuania, which just 30 years ago, they were in this prison of nation, the Soviet Union. And today, many of the young nations which will emerge out of the ex-Russian Federation, they will be also very successful if we integrate them in the Council of Europe, in the OECD, and in the structures which we have created to build regional prosperity in Eastern Europe. And the same is possible for the future independent state of East Turkestan. And I pray for the independence of East Turkestan. You're potentially a very rich nation. You will be successful and peaceful and prosperous. And I wish your people and your nation all the best. I wish you the freedom you deserve. You can be quite similar like Kazakhstan, I would say. Why not to be like Kazakhstan? Yeah, why not to be like many of the free nations which have emerged out of the Soviet Union? It is the big tragedy of the 20th century, the development and the export of Soviet communism towards China and the development of Chinese communism. It has led to many, many disasters. Now they have had a period of reasonable stability, but let's never forget the crimes of the Cultural Revolution, the Big Leap Forward, the Tiananmen massacre, and now the last 10 years of the horrors which they are doing, especially to the people of East Turkestan, to the Uyghurs, and to many other minorities and groups. They don't like the Chinese communists, and they are horrible for them. And I really pray and hope and work for the freedom of the people of ex-China. Thanks a lot for the Congress. I wish you all the best. I would have loved to join you here from Europe, but it's a big way for a weekend. And I'm very busy here on the dismantlement of Russia. And I will hope that you will support the noble cause of freedom for the Russian people in 41 new states, because only that breakup of Russia will set the conditions for the breakup of China. So that's the priority, and I ask you all for the help. There's many Turkic people living under terrible conditions in the Russian Federation today, and they should be liberated with your help. And I think that is a very big priority. And I want to conclude that we can only do all these things if Ukraine will be liberated, successful, because only the success, liberation and freedom of Ukraine will make sure that the Putin terror regime will fall, and this will lead to the domino effect of freedom towards the breakup of Russia and the breakup of China, towards ex-Russia and ex-China, and that's what I'm hoping and working for. Thanks a lot for your Congress. All the best for freedom, for prosperity, and for a secure, better world. And another 30 years of success in the globalization world, which was possible after the end of the Soviet Union and now the end of the last remaining leftovers of the Soviet Union, the Russian Federation, and of Communist China will hopefully usher in very good terms for the world in the next 30 years of prosperity, peace and freedom. Thanks a lot and all the best here from Austria, Vienna. Bye.